For my future, I desire to love what I do.
They were always very fond of Hindi film music. So my mom's a classically trained singer. She's never sung professionally. My dad used to love his audio cassettes. So that's how my journey into understanding Hindi movies, or rather my love for them, began.
So their focus was, you be a doctor, so you'll get a good groom, you be an engineer or you be a lawyer or something like that, a known profession where, you will be settled in your life.
So hi, my name is Shashank Khaitan and I'm from the first batch of Whistling Woods International.
Hi, my name is Rajshri Deshpande and I'm ex-alumni from Whistling Woods.
My mother was very particular about this. My father was too. My mother was asking me, so if you do something like photography, how is it that we see a degree in your hand? What is the career after this? A very valid question.
You know, money trickled in from one form, my mother, and there was a lot of dispute between, males being the breadwinner, and, women being, I don't believe in all that, you know what I mean? My mother supported, my mother was everything for me. She bled. She bled so we could eat. My name is Marq Rodriguez. I'm 20 years old and I attend Whistling Woods International.
So I'm Namrata Wadhwani. I'm 20 years old and I'm from the screenwriting department from Whistling Woods International.
I always loved to look out the plane and look down and, all that I saw was just immersive land. And I started thinking to myself, so much land and, I will never get to touch it by the time that I go. So I started thinking to myself, well, what about the same thing for education? So going to a different place such as Whistling Woods and how I had come to it was by really understanding what each school had to offer. Not that from the school itself, but culture in culture, how it's fused within the culture.
And I said, okay, maybe this is my calling. I said, maybe this is meant to be, I need to be here.
It was my decision. We always say that, do what you love. Exactly what I did. That 2 years, I want to be myself. I want to study something which I have never studied in my life. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to be with people whom I really don't know.
But really, I'm extremely fortunate. My parents kind of said, what, there's one shot, just go for it. I mean, I'm glad, but they really told me this. They said, I'm glad you're studying. I'm glad you're kind of approaching it the right way versus just going to Mumbai and going to walk around places. So I'm really, we are really happy that you want to study. So now just go.
Coming here, I feel that these teachers are, they literally are in sync with our thoughts. I tell my teacher, I'm narrating a story and he's listening to me as if it's the first story of his life. His grandmother's telling him the story. And he's looking into my eyes. Even in the interview, he asked me, so do you have any story to tell? I said, yeah, I have an idea. It's called A Dip in Deep Water. And as I am narrating, I'm not in that area where I know I'm a storyteller. I start going into the real issue, whatever it came from.
The teacher's approach is a little bit different. It's more about relating to you. It's more about understanding your journey. And that's what I feel Whistling Woods, the teachers are here, is all about understanding your journey, how to aid you, how not to visualize themselves as teachers as they are, as they know they are, but to be a mentor, to be that of a friend, to make you family, You know, here it's just family. That's what I love. That's what education should be about, family.
I just learned everything about movies here, man. I didn't know anything at all. I just knew that I want to make movies. But right from the foundation course where we got to make our foundation films, where we got to make our what we used to call continuity films and just interact with each other, with all the faculty, it was amazing.
I wanted to do everything, all that masti it's like college going students will do. I wanted to do everything over here. And I did. I think I really enjoyed myself over here. This 2 years, the teachers, all my batchmates, everyone, everyone was so good. We all were dedicated, like, we used to work together, teamwork, work day and night.
So, this place has given me a lot of space to define my own self and reconstruct it. Because when I was in my home, I had ideas, and now I have ideas and people backing me with it.
In terms of an alumni network, we were the ones who were starting it. So for us, we didn't have support in that sense. But the friends you made here were and are my lifelines here, because we were all out together. We were lonely, and we were our only support. They were my closest friends in Mumbai. We share our lives together, and they keep you sane.
Whatever position I am now today, I always come back and I always talk to my own people. Because they have seen me struggling, they have seen my work, they know my pattern.
I'd had a conversation with my parents, and they were really anxious with the way things were going in my life, and they were like, what do you want to do? And I'd bought 6 months from them. In the month of December 2012, I said, give me 6 months. In May 2013, I'm going to come back home if nothing happens. I was just about 2 pages away or 5 pages away from finishing Humpty, and I said, I'm about to finish this film. Let me just pitch this movie around. And somewhere the years of just kind of investing your life into that first script kind of came to fruition. Once Humpty had released and there were a batch of students, and at that time I'd come with my entire team, everyone who had worked on from Whistling Woods on it. When I returned with Badri, I returned with the two stars of the film, and of course Sahil, who is also an alumni. It's immensely moving, man. I mean, I was choking up then, I think I'm choking up now. You live for those moments, yeah. You live, I mean, in 2006, July, when I walked in the auditorium, and when I was seeing Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra, because he was my first celebrity guest, and you wanted to be there. You wanted that one day you will come with your movies, and people will talk about them. They might like them, they might not like them, but there's going to be one unconditional love these students are going to give you. Like, they're not going to be like any other batch of critics. They are going to be, even though I'm sure in that auditorium that day there must have been a bunch of 20% people who didn't like the movies I make. But they still had one thing in common, that they still associated with the fact that we are from Whistling Woods and we are going out there working hard and trying to make a name for ourselves. And I felt that love. In fact, when I was going back, both my lead actors kind of hugged me and said, you know what, we felt so good for you. It was not about us, because, they get a lot of love everywhere they go. But just the kind of reception we got, just the kind of hoots and shouts we got from the fact that we have been here, sitting on those chairs, staring at the stage, reading names, to the time that the roles have turned around and you are here.
That I'm really proud. Today, I remember when 2008 batch was there, and I used to talk to all of the students, and I always wanted that I want that you should come here on the stage as a successful director, successful actor, and give lecture to the students, and it is happening today.
It's almost like a circle. You know, when I was young, I used to be the observer, you know, not talking too much, seeing, but being shy all about it. But now, I am the observer, I am seeing people, but I am confident in what I see.